New Xbox UI is coming out. It's the biggest update yet. They're rolling it out to the users first that gave the most feedback in the preview system, which sucks because I didn't do really much of feedback on it.
I'm sad. I'm sad that
I was like, if I would have known, if I just would have known, I would have done it more. So that sucks. But you know, hey, that's respectable. I can understand those guys put in that time to do that, those feedbacks, and I do them here and there, but I don't do them all the time. So I specifically do them to things that I like instead of things that I just don't really care for.
Yeah. One of the members said they have like a 1900. So they're probably definitely going to get into that first wave.
Wow.
I think the highest that I've had on my friends that I've seen is 1100, and I'm currently sitting at 860.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Hoping to get in, but that one member, he's probably definitely going to get in with that 1900. That sounds pretty ridiculous.
You want to know something bad? I don't even know where I can find this information, so I already know that. It's bad. I'm going to have a low score.
It's in the preview app under my stats.
Right. Yeah. What are so with that being said, what are some of the things that we actually know that are coming to this?
Well, the backwards compatibility. That's the first thing they always state, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
I need to go back and play Mass Effect 1 since I currently am able to play that.
Have you played it before?
No.
That frame rate is ridiculously sucks. I mean, it takes me out, like it takes me out of the zone. It's a very much slower game because I haven't played it either, and it was like the first backwards compatible game, and I was like, I'm gonna get this. I want to get into the Mass Effect series, and everybody just keeps telling me to push through the first game and just get to the second one. But that frame rate, dude, oh my god, it is ridiculously bad, just ridiculous. But if you, from what I've seen and from what I've heard and from what I know of the game, it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So just do it, you know, just push through it and just get through the first game.
Just
hopefully,
grind.
Right? Yeah, I hate doing that. I hate grinding. It sucks so bad. I hate forcing myself through a game, but I want to know the series and I want to actually play it. So it seems like the dialogue is nice in there, though. Like the way the story is set up, like the way you choose the different dialogue and stuff. I like that a lot. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, the backwards compatibility, I am excited and I'm not excited at the same time for it. Before, I was never really I didn't really suffer from nostalgia. Like, I was like, okay, new games going forward because I have so many new games. But now it's like I'm thinking back on it, I'm like, man, there's some really nice games I would really like to play. For instance, Mass Effect. I got rid of my 360. I sold it to a buddy that was getting it for his son and stuff. So I was like, okay, fine. So I ended up getting rid of it. And now I'm like, damn. Maybe I should have kept that. But then the backwards compatibility is coming, and I'm just like, okay, cool. So hopefully we get a lot. And from the sounds of it, it only sounds like really Activision is the only one being a little bitch about it, and everybody else is pretty much going along with it.
That's crazy because a lot of people want Call of Duty games, right?
Yeah.
What that sounds like to me is that they're going to do remasters or ports or whatever you want to call them, just bump them 1080, 60, and they're going to resell them. And I think they're going to probably my theory on that, just complete theory, no supporting evidence whatsoever of it, is they're going to do Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3. They're going to do a Black Ops 1 and 2, maybe with World at War. Like, they're going to do like triple packs and sell them for 60. So that's what I kind of have an idea that's going to happen. Just my opinion.
See, that's one of the main reasons why I like this backwards compatibility thing, because it's kind of like something in the fight against all these remasters coming out, you know? It's like, because there's way too many, in my opinion.
I mean, but you know, it's on certain games, if I want to get into it, I don't mind buying it. Like, backwards compatibility is for the people that already have these games. You know what I mean? And if you don't have the game, you still got to buy the game. You know what I mean? Like Mass Effect. I didn't have Mass Effect. I still had to go buy the game, even though backwards compatibility was there. but it
Right.
gave me the option. That's the big thing. It opens up a great generation of a game system for the 360, and it opens this library up for you to play on your Xbox, and it improves the game. It helps, the screen tears, little issues and stuff like that. And yes, Mass Effect still sucks at their frame rate, even with the enhancement. And but the thing is, I look at it, if it's a new game, or if it's a game that I haven't played and it's remade, I don't mind buying it, in a sense. But this generation, like you said, has really become the sense of remastered, bumped up, nothing but ports, and I'm just like, why? And that's where I look at. I think really The Witcher 3 was one of the best games that really showed next generation. Like, what other game did we have that really screamed next generation? Everything was kind of just generic in a sense. I mean, I don't want to say generic, but it wasn't just grand. It wasn't just like, damn. So, I mean, I don't know. Just everything still seemed kind of last gen. It had better graphics.
I think slightly better graphics too. Not even.
The Order had really good graphics, so graphics-wise, that kind of took it to that next gen level.
But okay,
so did Rise also.
But those games are lacking other departments.
Right.
Right.
Okay, and that was something else we were talking about is are the games coming out that are so beautiful sacrificing gameplay? And that goes directly to that. Rise was a shorter game. You had limited capabilities you could do within the game, but is by far one of the best looking games next gen. And and graphics aren't the only thing that makes a game next gen. We've had beautiful games, but I mean, look at The Order. We had a 5-hour game that was very, very limited to things you could touch, things you could do. Had a sucky AI in it. I mean, very, very bad game. Looked beautiful. I'd rather have a good game than a beautiful game. That's just me, though. So, do you think that it's worth it?
No.
So far, no. And I do think that with the games that have been out that are like really exceptional with the visualizations, the graphics, I think that they are cutting out gameplay. And I think we kind of saw the same thing last gen with games like Heavy Rain.
Yeah.
When you have specifically The Order and specifically Rise, I enjoyed Rise. It was all right. I didn't pay full price for it. Do I think it was worth full price? No. The story was cool. Don't get me wrong. But the game on normal, I think I ran through it in like 8 hours on normal. So, yes, you can. The reason I like saying it on normal is because it's right in between. And on hard, it's going to take you longer. On easy, it's going to go quicker. Simple as that. So 8 hours and still having a little bit of trouble on like 1 or 2 spots wasn't a big deal. 8 hours, that's not a long game, and I think that's unacceptable when you have these games. Don't get me wrong, like you have Dragon Age, that was a really in-depth game, even though I don't care for it. But look at that, it doesn't look beautiful, but it has a lot of content. Look at Grand Theft Auto. Look at the size of that map and the things you're able to do, and that game was from last gen. And look at all the stuff you can do. And that game still looks good on the next gen.
And they're still adding things to it.
And they are still ridiculously adding stuff, and that's major support. But at the same time, they have made their money back. They're like what? I think they're in the top 10 for all-time game sales for Grand Theft Auto 5. I think they're number 4 or 5, somewhere. I don't know. They're in the top 10 of all-time game sales. So, I mean, they've made their money hand over fist for that. But the thing is, the game still looks nice. It doesn't look magnificent, but it looks nice. But look at the world you get. Look at the size. Look at the options of things you have. So I would rather have that and have something able to sink some decent amount of time in versus 8 hours. I think the 8-hour gameplays, stories, they need to go away. It's unacceptable now. But then, how do we see and push the graphics to the next level?
I wouldn't say they're unacceptable. I would just say they're not acceptable to me for $60.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what game
exactly.
seems to be a good mixture of both? Tomb Raider, I think, looks nice, and what they're saying in the gameplay and everything, you know, looks like it's going to deliver on both ends of gameplay and visuals.
Yeah, and same thing with The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3, it looks really nice, and the gameplay is like just ridiculous. The amount of hours that you can put into it is ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... Yeah. Yeah, I try not to go too much into The Witcher and keep rambling about The Witcher 3, but just... Damn! It's just great. So, I don't know. Going back to backwards compatibility, I think it's a good thing overall, and it's really going to push the people away from the 360 because the 360 is probably one of the all-time best consoles, first or second, depending on your opinion, but it's still up there regardless. And considering that it looks like everybody is pretty much on board with the backwards compatibility except for the assholes at Activision, that seems like we're going to get a lot of games. I bought The Witcher 2 just in hopes of that it's going to come backwards compatible, but I'm going to assume it will, especially being CD Projekt Red, that they have been such a great developer and giving all this DLC. And to me, it seems like they're one of the few developers that are really out there for the gamer, giving all this DLC, giving expansion packs, and at a reasonable price, and it's heavy content. Expansion packs, not just some little BS. So I have faith in you. Give me the backwards compatibility for The Witcher 2, or else. Nah. But some other things. What are some other things that's coming to the new Xbox UI?
A new guide. This is the thing on the list. The next thing, a new guide lets you quickly access essentials with just one button press to save time weaving it in and out of apps. You can access the guide from home by pressing left or double tap the Xbox button on your controller to instantly overlay the guide. You can access friends, quickly start a party, get to settings, see system notifications, view your messages, and more from home or without leaving your game. These are the top tasks Xbox fans do most often. So, what do you guys think about that? Do you have any problems with the guide and the way everything is now?
You're talking about the actual menu, like home, friends, and all that?
Yeah.
I don't. Well, I do and I don't. I have a little bit of issue every blue moon, but that's mainly either A, because I need a hard reset and I have too much stuff open and my kids have been on there and I haven't closed out any of the apps, or B, it's because of the preview program. So it's really hard to say on my opinion in the preview, because we don't experience what the other people experience that are using the polished version. So I don't really, and even at that, I don't really have that many problems with it.
Yeah, you are right.
So that's the thing. Most of us, especially in FOG and here and there, the hardcore gamers typically that are on Xbox, pretty much try to get into the preview program. And that's the thing. You're gonna have these little issues because you are in a beta. That is essentially what it is. You and these other people are getting that stuff that we are getting a month later, but it's polished. So I don't know if I'm not having problems. I'm in a beta. I can only assume these people aren't having that many issues that are in the polished version. So from what it seems like though, with the new UI, and I like it, is they're not making you get out of your game. I don't want to leave my game to go do something, and that is something that is very new, especially with the Xbox. That before you had to leave, you had to on the 360, you had to get out of the game to go do all these things, pretty much, Yeah. And we're just becoming more spoiled ridiculously, but that's what I want, and if they can make that better, then I am all for that. So I don't know.
Yep.
I'm up for it. I go back to what I said in our first podcast. Just don't make it suck, Xbox. Don't do it.
I think that new guide is more so the kind of like how you snap things. it says whenever you're accessing friends and party and stuff. So I think that part's more so not the home menu, but whenever you're snapping things or like starting a party with from the like the double tap.
Yeah. I don't mind the double tap.
I mean, sometimes the double tap messes me up. While I'll go to the dashboard or something.
Yeah.
But that's occasionally.
They're also redesigning the home, and just to make it faster and easier for you to get to things that you like. It says at launch you'll be able to share easier achievements, game clips to the Xbox Live community. And this is pretty cool. It says, see whether your friends are playing the same games and get one-click access to game hubs to get news and updates directly from developers and the community themselves. That's pretty cool. If developers are putting out info directly on the Xbox about a game that I am playing, I'm all for that. I don't have to go search Twitter, or I don't have to search Facebook specifically to find these things. It's just right there. So,
it's kind of like Steam. That's how Steam is. Like their community tab.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I know they're also introducing a new community section to make the Xbox One more social. It says something about based on the feedback, this section is optimized to help you tap into the world of gamers, of what other gamers are doing on Xbox Live directly to contribute to the conversation happening within the Xbox Live community. Check out what your friends are up to and keep track of the games you will follow in the redesigned activity feed. So we're getting a redesigned activity feed. I'm curious to see what that looks like. I hope it's a little bit more interactive. I hope you can click a little bit more things, maybe possibly versus just a showroom. And it says you can explore the new trending sections to view the most popular posts from players on Xbox Live.
Sometimes I wonder if Sony and Microsoft chit-chat about some of the things that's going on with their consoles, because this is like the same thing that's going to be coming with the new 3.0 update for PlayStation 4, right?
Yep, the community tab.
I strongly.
I don't know if they're the exact same, but I mean it's a community section. Both of them are now going to have a community section.
I'm going to tread lightly on this topic here. I don't necessarily think that I do not think Yoshida and Phil Spencer are making phone calls to each other. But I think overall it's kind of a monkey see, monkey do. And I think both somehow, some way, both, not one, both, see something the other person's doing and does it. And I know a lot of this goes into, they're copying off each other, blah, blah, blah. Does it really matter? More features on any system, just whatever.
Yep.
Now,
Right.
The community tab, the community section was already kind of on Xbox. They've already had that social aspect on where you could add a topic or you could post something on there. You can like someone's videos. You can like someone's achievements. You can comment on people's achievements. You could post entirely different posts. Hey, I'm getting on Xbox. I'm getting on Grand Theft Auto 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Blah blah blah. So that's already been there for an Xbox. So I think they're gonna just enhance it more. Now
the hubs for the games, that kind of reminds me of a community section.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, game hubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it has a lot of different things. I don't really look into it too much. I use my phone, the smart glass, more for that. But I think it really goes into where you go in there, you can have a lot more different leaderboards. And I like that. I like seeing the different things. I like seeing that I died way more than somebody or way less than somebody. They vary from game to game in the game hub than what's on smart glass. As far as the copying, though, I think that's pretty much a good thing overall. If you're worried about copying, I kind of look at it as get the fuck over it, honestly. That's just my opinion. Anything that someone can add more features to something you've already paid for and it wasn't there originally, that is a good thing regardless of what it is. So that's just my opinion. Also, it says that they are optimizing the store, and I know Catastrophe likes this for some reason, where you can quickly find content you want. I don't typically go to the store that much. I use my phone to buy stuff.
I go to the store a lot, and I'm glad they're redoing it because it's kind of poop right now. Like,
What don't you like about it?
um, I don't like that. Like, it's not. I don't know. It doesn't seem organized to me. And like sometimes there'll be like videos that you'll see out in the on the homepage, and then like once they're gone, you can't find them again. They're like nowhere to be found. You know how like the store used to be on Xbox 360 where it had like different sections for like games and videos or demos.
You can't even separate the searches by genre anymore, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're right.
And so I hope that they're gonna redo that and make it, well, just better in general, in my opinion. I kind of like it better the way that it was on Xbox 360.
I actually didn't like it on 360. I thought it was a cluster from hell.
Really,
To
I
give
think
it a little
it's
bit.
right now.
I thought it was slower on 360.
Yeah, well, see, but that's the thing, though. Like I said, I don't really go into the store. I'll check out the deals. I'll see the deals that they have on the homepage that they're having for that week. I'll check that out, and that's pretty much it. If usually 99% of the time, I'll either A, buy a game day one, or B, I'll catch it on sale. So that's most of the time. Don't get me wrong. Every once in a while, I will go into the store, but that is very, very rare. And that even with that, I will most of the time buy the games through my phone on the smart glass. So I don't know. I guess it doesn't really bother me. A little bit more information on that. It says they're optimizing the store to help you quickly find the content you want. It says to the right of one guide, you'll find a new and improved store with features including 4 easy ways to explore areas: games, movies, TV, apps, and music. The new vertical gallery view to bring more listings in a glance. It says browse through categories like staff picks, new releases, top plays, top rated, coming soon, recommendations to discover new games, apps, entertainment for your Xbox One. So
See, to me, it already sounds better.
I mean, but it really doesn't separate it that much.
I remember someone asking, like, where do I find the indie games? And I remember one time in the store they had a block for actual indie games.
Right.
Where it was just nothing but indie games in there. But then after that, it was gone. You can't get to it again. Like, I don't like that. They need to have it where you could find that stuff and have it separated all the time.
Why separate it?
Say what?
Why separate the indies? They're games too, you know.
Well, still though, but some people want to see actual indie games. Why have a block for it in the first place if you're not going to do it like that?
But regardless of the block that was there, why would you want indie games separated? I mean, are people specifically just looking for an indie game like that, or to me, it's just like you're looking for the games?
The person that was looking for it was.
Or you mean like the way 360 had it, where there were the arcade games were separated?
Right.
Right. Well, I guess I look at it as if you're just looking for a game, you're going through the games, and if it happens to be an indie game, then it's an indie game. I don't know. I've never specifically said, oh, I'm going to look for an indie game, but at the same time, I'm not an indie game person, so I don't know. I don't understand that. Have you ever done that? Have you ever gone to the store and said, I'm going to look for an indie game?
Me, myself, no. But I have been like wondering where the game videos are. Like those used to be in the Xbox 360 store, and they had like an actual place where you could just go look specifically for the game videos, like the trailers and whatnot. And I hope they bring that back. I just don't like the store the way it is right now. They need to redo it.
But with the way you can just go to YouTube so easily, you know, without you can snap YouTube, you know, I don't think they would release something like that, like a whole video game trailer tab or something, you know?
Right.
You can just be like, yo, Xbox, go to YouTube and type in whatever you want.
Yeah, right. True. Because even those the blocks that they have that shows the game trailers now are actual YouTube blocks.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. The trailers are actually YouTube links, like when you click on them.
Yeah.
Right. What happened to demos? What happened to a demo section?
Demos is actually there though, at the bottom of the list.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he
Go
meant
ahead.
demos in
No,
general.
demos. I mean, yeah, I did mean
I'm like,
demos.
we're
And
not getting many.
we're-
You know, I've seen more lately
Yeah.
though. Like there's a Castle Crashers came with a demo. There's been
Mhm.
the other indie games have demos, and I was surprised. I was like, oh, nice. They should start doing
Yeah.
this more.
Well, the other thing that we're gonna have is Cortana. They
Oh
took
yeah, why
her
did
from
they
Halo.
put that on there?
I don't know. They're also gonna have the Xbox avatars. It says that a little thing that you can go into the Xbox app on Windows 10, and they have a customize your avatar, and you download a little app, and you can full on customize your avatar all in on your PC. So that's pretty cool. But going back to the Cortana, you know, this says that Xbox One Cortana becomes your personal gaming assistant. Cortana helps you evaluate your. Oh, I'm sorry. Cortana helps you elevate your game, get smarter over time, and works across all your Windows 10 PCs, tablet phones. Cortana will also be soon available on iPhone and Android phones. Through the voice commands on Xbox One, Cortana will assist you more quickly to find great games, new challengers, friends on Xbox Live, or accomplish common tasks. Cortana can also help you get achievements by surfacing videos and information to help you succeed in them. Working across Windows 10 PCs, tablets, blah, 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 Cortana can assist you wherever you are. That is awesome. Again, I want Cortana to just add a friend to a party without me.
Without getting out of your game.
Yes.
Oh, that'll be crazy.
Cortana adds Sticky to a party. And bam. That's what I want. Please make that happen. If not, I'm deleting Windows 10 off my Xbox. So. Nah, that's what I really want, though. And as p- as that sounds, that is the main thing I literally want. Like, that to me is just so annoying that I gotta stop playing my game to do that. Because if I'm in a multiplayer game, you either die or wait till you die. Simple as that. So that's pretty much. I think that's most of it for the update that I can really see. I think a lot of the other stuff is just going to be cosmetic, and what we're going to have to wait and just see whatever comes out.